Hi there, Westside Wellbeing yogis. Welcome to our Wednesday at 1 session. We are doing a total class standing today. So you don't need any special equipment. You could probably even do this in shoes if you're somewhere where you can't take off your shoes. I am standing on a mat and I've slipped my shoes off because that's a little bit more comfortable for me and I have got the space to do so. Don't do anything that hurts or is uncomfortable, and we use our breath as a guide. So if there's any point in the practice where you're holding your breath or scrunching up your face, waiting for the posture to be over, ease yourself out. Come back to a position that feels a little kinder for your body. We're going to start with our feet hip distance. Have a little softness in your knees. And just come to standing. I'm Harriette, by the way. Welcome, welcome. So, you have found this time to practice just 20 minutes. You've carved this out of your day. And we start with a little bit of stillness just to notice how you're feeling. Taking your attention to the way that you're breathing, to the way that your body feels, to anything that is racing around your mind. And we're going to start to take a deeper inhale and a longer exhale. Each inhale getting a little deeper and each exhale a little longer. Couple more breaths. Excellent. Taking your weight into one leg, just release the heel so you can do a little ankle circles on one side. Just starting to get a little movement in. You can have your eyes closed, eyes open, your choice. We circle back the other way. You can start to take that movement up into the knee. We're just working on one leg. And start to circle back the other way. And then try and get into the hip. And really think about circling through that one hip joint. And then back the other way. Lovely. And then just release that leg. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just start with little movements into the ankle. I've got my iPad down here just to keep an eye on a time for it, so you don't have to worry about the time. We circle back the other way. And then we start to take that movement into the knee. And back the other way. And then feel what that feels like to take the movement into the hip joint. And go back the other way. Lovely. And then plant your feet down and then circle round into the hips. Moving forwards, moving backwards. You could make it into a figure of 8 from side to side. You could have the arms released. Or you could have the hands on your hips. Just really getting a feel for how your body is feeling. And then we're going to get the shoulders involved. So you could keep moving through the legs and the body if you want. We're circling around into those shoulder joints, moving them around one way and moving them back the other. Lovely. Taking one hand, start to circle around into the wrist. Maybe wiggling the fingers as you go, circling the wrist, circling the fingers. Does not have to be coordinated. No one's watching. Take that movement now a little bit wider. So you're going right into that elbow. You're going in both directions. And then a little more focused effort into just one shoulder at a time. As big as you can, rolling around one way. And rolling back the other way. Lovely. Relaxing that arm. Same thing on the other side. Wiggling into the fingers. Circling into the wrist. Going in both directions. Just warming up into that joint. If you spent the morning tapping away at your laptop or computer, just giving your hands and fingers a little bit of love. So you take that up into the elbows. This is a hinge joint, so it's not going to circle like your shoulder, but you can still get some nice movement, and the movement can go in both directions. And then we get all the way up into that shoulder joint. Rolling the shoulder around one way. And back the other way. Lovely. Now, just moving up into the neck and the head. We drop the chin towards the chest, and we're nice and careful with the way that we move our head and neck. And we're gently moving from side to side. Lovely. Releasing into the neck. Noticing how you're feeling. Head, neck and shoulders. And then slowly start to bring the head back up to center. And then just notice how you're feeling again. Find a little bit of stillness. Pay attention to how you're breathing. Notice anything that's changed in the body or the mind or with the breath. And notice if it haven't as well. That is okay too. Excellent. Have your feet at hip distance apart and step your right foot forwards. Take a nice deep inhale. Hands can be to the hips. Gaze goes up. And as you exhale, we're just going to start to fold forwards. You don't have to fold very far, just to feel the stretch into the back of your right leg. That's what we're aiming for here. Try not to grip the floor with your toes. Have the sensation almost that the right hip is moving backwards and the left hip is trying to move forwards. The longer we stay here, the longer we breathe, you might find you can start to release your fingertips towards the floor, but that is not the goal. The goal is to stretch the back of this right leg. Excellent. From here, we soften into the right leg, push down into the feet, nice long spine as you come all the way up. We're going to swap over. So the left foot goes forwards, right foot is back. Inhale, take the gaze up. And as you exhale, start to hinge forwards. Excellent. Left hip moving back, right hip moving forwards. Hands could stay on the hips or come to rest on your leg, just not pushing on the knee. Or maybe the fingertips start to come down towards the floor. Just find the stretch. That's all we're looking for. Couple more breaths. Lovely. On your next inhale, soften into that left knee, push down into the feet, long spine coming all the way up to standing. You can step your feet back to hip distance apart. We're going to start to take this into a little balance. So I'll start by showing you on the side. Take your weight into your left leg. Right thigh comes up parallel to the floor. You could have hands to the hips, or you could sweep the arms up overhead. Lovely. Breathe. Now, cross that right leg over the left and bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, take the gaze up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, start to hinge and fold forwards from your hips. We're aiming to feel the stretch in the outside edge of that back leg, pushing the weight back into your heels. Breathe here. As you inhale, come all the way back up to standing. We're going to float the arms up. Keep those legs crossed. Cross at the thumb. Spread the fingers nice and wide. I know you can't see my hands here, but we're going to start to reach over to the left-hand side. So you're crossing at those thumbs, getting that butterfly grip. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. On your next inhale, come all the way up. Float the hands back down to your hips. Right thigh comes back up parallel to the floor. Slide your right hand to the outside of the right knee and start to open the hip out to the side. Lovely. Maybe release your left fingertips. Gaze could start to follow the fingertips. Excellent. Inhale, come back to center. See if you can not drop the foot. Interlace the fingers around the shin and hug that right knee in towards the right shoulder. You could point the toes. You could stay here, release the arms up. You could stay here or try and straighten that leg out in front of you. Lift it nice and high for 3, for 2, for 1. Release. Release the arms. Breathe. Nice work. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you can start with your feet hip distance apart. Take the weight into the right leg. Left thigh comes up parallel to the floor. Hands could stay on the hips. You could use the wall or a chair to rest your hands on to help with the balance. Arms could be reaching up, your choice. Excellent. From here, we cross. Left leg over the right, hands to hips. Inhale, take the gaze up. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forwards. Try and push your hips back. Feel the stretch in the outside edge of that back leg. On your next inhale, coming all the way up, keep the legs crossed. Float the arms up above the head. Cross the thumbs. If you can, cross them the other way around than you did last time. Spread the fingers. Release the shoulders away from your ears. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, reach up and over towards the right. And let's inhale, come all the way up. Excellent. Bring those hands down to the hips. We're going to step that left thigh up, back parallel to the floor. Holding here, or take your left hand to the outside of the left knee and start to open the hip. Maybe sweep your right arm in the opposite direction. Gaze could follow the fingertips. Breathe. On your next inhale, bring that knee all the way back to center. Interlace the fingers around the top of the shin. Hug knee in towards the shoulder. Point the toes. Hold here or release the arms up. Hold here or extend that leg out in front of you. Lift it nice and high. 3, 2, 1. Release the foot. Release the hands. Breathe. Nice work, guys. Just breathe. So the whole practice we're doing standing up. No special equipment required. Just a focus on your breath and a curiosity about what your body can do today. So wherever you are, let's start to take the feet nice and wide. If you're on a mat, the toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Take them a little wider than you feel comfortable and see how that feels. Hands to the hips. We inhale. We'll take the gaze up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forwards. Keep the back nice and long and flat. Keep hinging from the hips. Don't let the back start to round. And maybe your head starts to come down towards the floor. You could bring fingertips down towards the floor. But if your back starts to round like a camel's hump, then maybe just bring your hands back up to your hips or bend into your knees. The practice is folding from the hips, not the back. Excellent. Soften into those knees. Bring your hands back up to the hips. Push down through the feet. Nice long spine coming all the way up to standing. Excellent. We heel toe the feet now just a little wider than hip distance with the toes turned out. Hands come into a prayer. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, bend into the knees. Find your goddess pose. So we want our shoulders to stay in line with our hips. We're not leaning forwards. We're not leaning backwards. There's a bend in those knees still. And if you want to have a play around here, you could lift one heel and then the other. Just taking the weight from side to side. Maybe lifting both heels and holding. Try not to lean forwards. And release the heels, push down through the feet, long spine, lovely. Long legs too. Release the hands beside you, bring those feet into hip distance. Toes point forwards. We're going to float the arms up. I call this zombie height. Fingertips reaching in the same direction as your toes. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, bend into the knees, sink your hips back into an imaginary chair behind you, tuck your tailbone under, toes pointing past your knees. Take the weight into your heels if it's not. Excellent. As you inhale, push down through the feet, come up to standing. Keep the arms lifted, breathe. We're going to lift up onto the balls of the feet, heels lift as high as they will possibly go. As you exhale, start to bend the knees, slide the back down an imaginary wall behind you, shoulders in line with hips, keep breathing. Keep those heels lifted. We push down into the balls of the feet as we inhale to come up, release the heels, release the hands, step your feet together. Release into those legs if you need to, give them a little wiggle, a little shake. And then come back to that Tadasana, we call this, our mountain posture. Nice, strong mountains, feet grounding down into the earth. Crown of the head reaching up towards the sun. We're going to take a restorative balancing posture, tree pose, many options for this. Going to ground down into the left leg, open into the right hip. Bring the heel to the side of the ankle, the floor, up to the inner shin, or up to the inner thigh. You can choose, and obviously if you're doing this with shoes on, you might want to take the ankle option. Just make sure you're not pushing into the side of the knee. Hands can come to prayer, prayer to heart center. Excellent. Lovely focus, guys. Let's release the foot, release the hands. If you're having the kind of day which feels like there's a lot going on in your brains and your minds, then balancing is a really nice way to just try and take stock and release and let go. Focus just on the balance. Take the weight into the right leg, open into the left hip. Heel comes to the side of the ankle floor, up to the inner shin or to the inner thigh. Tailbone is tucked under. Hands coming into that prayer position. Excellent. Let's release the foot, release the hands, and just find your way to stillness. Stand however feels comfortable for you here. And breathe. Option here to bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest, and just notice how your breath is moving through your body today. On an exhale, you can start to release the hands down beside you. Take a nice deep inhale, to fill up the lungs with the energy you need for the rest of your day. On another inhale, maybe start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, roll the shoulders, release the neck. Lovely. On another inhale, let's come into a full body stretch. Reach the arms up above the head, stretch it all out. And release the hands down beside the body. Taking this moment to thank your incredible mind, your incredible body for getting you here to the mat, for finding 20 minutes in your day to dedicate to your mind and your body, to moving your bodies. And know that wherever you are in this precise moment is exactly where you're meant to be. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Thanks so much, everybody. As usual, please let us know if there's anything you want more of, if you want less of. Drop comments. If you like it, please like it, subscribe. And we have new content coming every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. So we hopefully will see you again here soon. Take care.